So,
Yeah.
any questions from yesterday? But since we had a real hot discussion.
Yesterday's discussion, even till today morning, I was thinking about that discussion only.
Okay.
Question was why it happened. I was thinking. But yesterday I joined. I was thinking I should not ask questions. Just listen.
No, that is not good at all. I am not here to do pravachana or discourse. Not at all.
No, other two are there, na. So when they ask questions for me, good to listen.
No, Lata doesn't have any question. And Padma Shri doesn't want to ask question unless it is something to do with bhakti yoga and other things. Or whenever we bring bhakti into existence, she gets all the strength. Otherwise, she is silent. So the only person who can ask question is you. So that is how it is. 1 second.
Yeah.
I just close the door. Okay. Now, one quick thing we need to understand. Is that in Ayurveda, there is this Vata, Pitta, Kapha, VPK, and there is something called as Kala. Kala is the Dhatu's lining. And each of the Dhatu, there are 7 Dhatus. I think you're aware of the 7 Dhatu.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have to repeat the 7 Dhatu. Okay, so if you're aware of it, it is good. Now these Dhatus are the building blocks. So basically the Arthava, which is the menstrual blood, and Shukra is the masculine semen, runs through all the 7 Dhatus. And this Shukra and Arthava create something called as Ojas. So we have Tejas, Ojas and Prana. These are the 3 things what eventually as a purified thing you get. So the purified Vata is Prana. The purified Pitta is the Tejas, and the purified Kapha is Ojas. Okay. So first thing we need to know that there is something called as a membrane which covers each one of the dhatus in a very nice fashion, and each cell has that. So that is what is called as Kala. Now, when we go to work, the Kala is damaged. So it brings in imbalance to Pitta, Vata and Kapha, which eventually drains out the Prana, drains out the Ojas and drains out the Tejas. Okay. Or it can have undernourishment, which is called as under Tejas, or overnourishment, which will spoil it. It's called over Tejas. And under Ojas causes Parkinson disease and all that kind of diseases, or mental diseases, or all kind of hallucination. And also physically you will have fatigue and all of that, and you are not able to completely think on what needs to be done, so the delusion is going to be high. So that is what is the underdeveloped Ojas will do. Overdeveloped Ojas will bring in diabetes and all other kind of unwanted diseases, which is related to Kapha. Then you have Prana. Prana is done through air. So basically the Vayu gets totally worked up. So undeveloped Vayu will give rise to no Prana, which means the diseases can manifest, and that is the cause of all the virus attack you can ever imagine. Okay. Overdeveloped Prana is also not good because it burns the whole system. So at the age of 50, generally you are supposed to withdraw completely, because Vata, Pitta, Kapha will now not be able to regulate as it was regulating earlier. All the dhatus will start changing and becomes mala, more mala than the actual what it should be. So basically, if a person is employed and he or she is worried about their career and what progression they are going to have and interaction with people and project and mental structures and mentalities and all of that will cause destruction of ojas, tejas and the prana, and you can never become spiritual at all. Simple. This is not as per me, this is as per Ayurveda. So don't take this as my explanation. I'm just explaining.
Either in Ayurveda, spirituality is discussed in Ayurveda?
Yeah, because the last part is Atma. So it is Sharira, Indriya, Manas, Atma, iti Ayurvedaha.
Sharira, Indriya, Mana, Atma. Oh, last one is Atma. Okay.
Yes. So you will never get chance to understand Atma after 50. Simple. So if you're already working and you want to continue working, that means you have missed the bus. As per Ayurveda, not as per me. Okay. Now I can come up with argument, no, that is not how it is. I can notice, I can do all that, and that is okay. So that is the modern way of looking at things. But that is the reason they had this sannyas ashrama starting at or vanaprastha ashrama starting at 50 and sannyas ashrama starting at 75.
Correct.
Okay, that is the reason. Okay, at the age of 50, the body goes tremendous modification, and especially in females, the arthava, which is the thing what is required for increasing the prana, will be lost because they go into menopause. So further progress is not possible. Again, don't overquote or underquote me. This is what is there in Ayurveda, which is perfect, because the Ida, Pingala and the Shushumna Nadi has to work. If that cannot work for whatever reason, then it means that it is overused or underused or not properly used or got wasted or whatever it is, and that is what. So now coming to Kala. In the Kala, what happens? We are sexually tuned from the beginning till end. So when we touch somebody, when we touch and when we say sexual, don't take it as sexual intercourse. It is sensual, sexual. So if we have daughter, son, brother, sister, to any object like computer, profession, this, that, home, money, all that comes under the same sensual desires, including eating, sleeping in a good place and air conditioned room, and all of that is part of the same exercise. Okay, the ajnana is that the person doesn't know the kala, wherein this ojas is going around in each of the dhatus, is getting depleted. So the moment a person touches something, let us say he touches a woman, calls that woman as a wife, and that woman touches a man thinking that is a husband or girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever relation, and then the daughter, son, and this and that, all of this removes ojas. And the more ojas is gone, the lesser kundalini you can experience. So at least at 50, you are supposed to give up touch. Okay, and taste. These two things have to be removed totally. If you want prana to be there for realization, because you require prana for realization, and prana starts going away very fast from 50 onwards.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so you don't have prana. So let us say we don't have prana, then how will you realize? So you cannot realize, basically. And on top of that, we are going everywhere. We are eating here, there, watching movies, watching TV, looking at what is happening in the news, whether this government, that government, COVID, this, that. And so we have n number of things to be done where prana and ojas and tejas can be removed without effort. So that is the recipe for disaster. So why Shankaracharya started Vairagya as the initial thing itself is, before you lose prana and ojas and tejas, you are completely liberated. Then you do whatever you want.
Yes.
It's not the other way around. So if you are going behind dharma, artha, kama, moksha, that will never happen. Because the dharma is the dharma indicated by Bhagavad Gita, 40 of them. Artha is for what reason you are earning. Kama is removal of all the karmic essences. Then you get moksha. But the normal way of our working is, dharma is the way we have been born. Artha is go and earn and get education, start earning. Kama is to keep on accumulating and doing all kind of nasty things for oneself and for others. Moksha is impossible. I just wanted to give this before we start looking at each one of the techniques. So one technique we looked out was eating and spitting it out. And as I understand from Padma Shri day before yesterday and from you yesterday, is that it's very harsh and that there should be something better than this and all of that. But we are not able to realize why it is like that. It is because if the mind is gross, definitely you require something which cuts that grossness, because we don't understand the color in Ayurveda, or we don't understand what is ojas, we don't understand what is prana. Have we really understood prana? Are we able to see the prana on a daily basis? Now what is prana? Are you able to observe your breath completely from morning till evening till your night, and also in the deep sleep? If the answer is yes, then you have understood prana. If you say no, I don't get a chance to observe my breath, then we don't know what is prana. Simple. There are only two answers. In the deep sleep state also, you should be able to experience the prana. Going in, going out, where the prana, how much of the prana is going in, how much of the prana is going out. So 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. That is 4. Right? So we had discussed about this some time ago. So we need to see how the prana is entering and how the prana is exiting. And myself and Lata are in our 49th year, and whereas the other two of you are more than 50. So, or rather you have crossed 50 to 53 also. So you should observe how much prana is left. Not how much you have already expended. That is gone. Now what you have to see is how much prana is left. Looking at that amount of fuel you have with you, should you engage yourself in outside world? And you decide whether Vairagya is an important thing or not. That is the way we need to do it. I'm sorry that I started directly with Vairagya without explaining this part of it. So you choose. There are 54 things in gross. So yesterday I documented 20 of them from what I could remember, from whichever life it was. So I was able to do that, and I informed Lata also. So I will go through each one of them. You can choose what you like to do. There's no force that you should do this or that. But one thing we need to understand is that our kala, that is the membrane which covers these dhatus, are going. You cannot store the dhatus, that is from rasa to shukra. You cannot store it. You cannot do anything about it. You don't even know where it exists. Forget about storing or enhancing it. We don't even know. And we don't even know how the vata, pitta, kapha are going around in this. So there are two things we can see. If you want to decomposition happening or decay happening very slowly, then the only thing you can do is spiritual. Nothing else. Not religious. Completely spiritual. Then there is no destruction of Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Anything other than spiritual is going to reduce the prana first, then it will reduce tejas second, and finally it reduces ojas. So the person cannot get it back. After 50, it is almost impossible. After 60, let him forget it, go to next life and start again. It's not possible. So, the choice is ours to go into the Vanaprastha, which is good for us right now, and get into Vairagya, so that you can save whatever energy is left over in prana, tejas and ojas. Because if you observe your dhatus, what you wear in your young age and your dhatus today, you don't have so much of energy. Simple. But I believe that I have a lot of energy. That is my misunderstanding. So basically, one has to use prudence, one has to use common sense, and also one has to use intellectual insight to really see that why one should get into Vairagya at the earliest, not wasting anything. So with that, I'll start with the second one, other than that spitting thing. Okay. Now, what you need to do this as an exercise is that stand in front of the mirror, okay, and observe yourself and start questioning the name, size, color, texture, and how your body looks. If you are able to see it as yourself, that means you have gross. I again repeat what you need to do. Stand in front of the mirror. See for yourself, are you able to recognize it is me who is standing in front of mirror? Me as in Vilas, name. Size 5 feet 4.5 inches. Width some X amount, weight of so and so, color fair or whatever that color is. Then skin texture, tone, and all of that, right? So all of these attributes. And if I believe this is me, I am not at all in Vairagya. Simple. So I require Asanga Shastra of a biggest kind. Because when I stand in front of mirror, I should be able to see it as Prithvi. I should be able to see it as Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Akasha. That's all. Nothing else I should be able to see. But if I am not seeing it, then what I should do? I should meditate on that. Considering the mirror as consciousness and the reflection, what is being projected, should have been consciousness. However, it is Prithvi, Apo, Vayo, Tejo as a person. So I need to work out. So that means I am connected to the senses. So if I were to look at Sharira, Indriya, Manas and Atma, Atma is not at all projecting. It is covered. Mind is also not clear. So it is covered. Indriyas are fixed to Prithvi, Apo, Vayo, Tejo as a person. So my Sharira is depicted as something which is going to be permanently available. So I need to work out. Now, this method, that means I keep on looking at mirror and doing it, will take years together to get it, or I might not even get it. But this is another process, another way of doing it. Okay, then another way of doing it, stand in front of the same mirror. We all have the sticky note, so you can have a yellow sticky note and a red sticky note and a dark color sticky note. Yellow is raga, red is dvesha, and the dark color is moha. So when I stand in front of the mirror, I feel that I am vilas, so I should attach moha to that, meaning I should put a dark color sticker. Then I see somebody coming in and I call that person my son. Okay, great. So now I have to put it as dark color. Then I feel very much irritated by somebody and I feel that person is not okay and all that. So I have to put a red color. Then I don't have to write what it is. I just have to put it, just empty. Then I love to do something, right? So now I need to possess something and I want to touch something, taste something, see something, hear something, and all that. So all the five senses. So then those are yellow stickers because they stick. So in karmic essence, the sticky things are very heavy. They give you more births. The harsh things are not that heavy, but they make opportunities for killing to happen, or the killing in the sense that you will at least get hit by something. Let us say I'm walking and my ankle gets twisted, just like what happened with Lata. So some life she had been having dvesha, or in this life she has some agitation, and that when right environment is provided will twist some of the joints. Can be ankle, can be knee, can be back, can be something, all the joints. If joint pains are coming, it means because I have lot amount of dvesha. So I need to keep on sticking. So if I'm having body aches related to joints, then I can put red colors. Because whatever I thought I will get, I did not get, so I am feeling very agitated about it, either in this life or past lives or wherever it happened. So then I need to stick those red. So in a day, if I were to do it, I will see that the whole mirror is filled up with these sticky notes. Again, the mirror is consciousness, but it is covered by all of these sticky notes. Okay, which shows that I am completely gross. So how do I remove this? You have to cut your body into 4 parts. First part is Prithvi, second part is Apo, third part is Tejo, fourth part is Vayu, and you have to contemplate on that. The best place to contemplate on this is going to a cemetery. That's the only place you can get this cut off. Otherwise you will not. So this is the third way of doing it from Raga, Dvesha, Moha point of view. Okay, then another seemingly easy but highly difficult to practice is you sit in meditation. Start from 1 hour back. What were you doing? And then try to see whether you can reproduce it. No, you cannot. Like that you go to your childhood. So it takes around 6-7 hours of sitting to get into that state without getting up. If you reflect enough, you will see that you just cannot do anything about those events which have happened in the past, which you are calling is myself. At that time you will have this longing for liberation, which is mumukshvatva, because you find it is senseless, useless, essenceless and all that, and that will give you Vairagya immediately. What you need to do is look at your past try to reflect from 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before, like that, and go to your starting of your life as much as you can recollect, and you will find that you can recollect everything. But you have to be patient enough to recollect. Don't jump. So you keep on recollecting. So now what you need to do is go to 2021, 1 hour back to January 2021. After very slowly you will be able to reproduce every event what has happened from January till date. Then you go to 2020 from January till date, and then 2019, 2018, 2017, like that, 1970s or 1980, 1970, 1960, whenever you are born. You will be able to reflect. It takes you, if you do it correctly, it takes you more than 15 days of effort. But in the end, it takes actually, to be honest, it takes 7 into 3, 21 days effort for you to get completely all of this life, which is such a waste. So then you get Vairagya. Okay, this is another one. So any questions on these 4 what we have spoken about? What happened? Everybody in silence.
No, I was muted. No, I was listening fully.
Okay.
So you mentioned about how to do it as per this is experiential you are talking, or this is something already written somewhere?
This is not written anywhere, because this is something what I could get out of my meditation, and yesterday I was able to get it through many lives also. Whatever I have practiced. So I was telling Lata that knowing all of this, how stupidly I'm sitting here. That means the way I have done is having a problem. So at least this life. So in my last life, I think some life I had too much of ego that I know a lot of things. And that is what brought me here.
Now I am tempted to ask one question. I don't know if it disturbs other two.
No, go ahead.
See, based on the karma philosophy, you have born in Madhva. Okay. And then generally, when you are in the Madhva, you generally follow because it is a well-defined structure is already there. But you have moved from that philosophy to what you are talking, Advaitam or maybe Buddhism. This change, what triggered you to make this? Because as for philosophy, you are supposed to take birth in probably, I think the way what you are talking should have been in a place where Buddhism is very strong in terms of spiritual achievement. But how come all this has happened?
Yeah.
Because now you are getting Jnanam also. You are talking, most of the things I have been observing, it is experiential. You are experiential.
Yes, it is experiential, but it can be looked from Advaita completely.
Yeah, Advaita or Buddhism, most of the things are the same. But how this has happened? Generally, when I try to understand any philosophy, because we have done in previous birth something, and it will take you to the next birth in the same, and it will continue there. This is a shift, it happened for you. Sudden shift. I don't know when it happened also. Because the way you are explaining when you are in US and all that, you are not that kind of spiritual person. When you entered US, I think when you came back, probably it was different. Because the way you taste, the way it is a transformation happened within you.
Yes, that is true. So if I were to...
When this happened, why this happened, and all that is something interesting for me. You can separately discuss. One-on-one is also okay with me.
No, that is okay. I can still cover it, and unless these two people will say that, look, I'm not interested. So I can just summarize. See, it is like this. See, life is Dvaita. So the best place to be born is in a Dvaita family. I think that is what has happened. but the reality is Advaita. So going towards Advaita is the right thing to do, and that is what is happening right now. So in Dvaita philosophy, if I were to look at the philosophy, then it is more towards looking at the Taratamya and all that, which is, I think I would have got mesmerized by that at that whichever life I was in, and then it happened, or it turned out to be like that. Meaning, at the time of my birth, that was the strongest, let us say, karma, which attached to that. But the Madhva family where I was born was not really Madhva family. Meaning, my parents, they were not having this muddy and all that and so many rituals, and they never used to believe in rituals in the first place. And so it was very nice for me not to get into any ritualistic way of looking at things, because they never followed any ritual, and neither it was mandated for me to follow the ritual like what my cousins and uncles and all of them they do. Okay, that is good. So even though I was born in an Advaita family who follow Madhva teaching, but then they were not truly what I can say obsessed with that. They never cared, and that is very good. So it did not create a new samskara for me. So it was very easy for me to get rid of all of these practices, which my cousins and uncles and their wives and everyone, they would love to do that. Whereas I don't have anything of that. Okay. And from the beginning itself, I think I've shared that with you after the out-of-body experience and all that, I was more inclined towards finding out the truth. So that is something different than the usual way of living. So even though while I went out and did a lot of things, I had some good amount of fun and all that, but this quest of finding out was there, but it was not that strong enough. I think it became very strong after I quit the job. So I felt very happy at the age of 41, I was able to get into this pseudo sannyasi kind of a role, wherein if there is a job given, you take it, otherwise you don't really harp upon that and all that. And when I started going to Himalayas, it started to even more manifest in a different way. So that is a good thing which has happened. So that means the karma shaya, or this fermentation of karma of materialistic origin, stopped at 41, which is good for me. So in these 8 years of quitting the job, I feel that it's such a wonderful opportunity, because none of these 8 years have suffered in terms of money. None of these 8 years have suffered in terms of not able to work. Somebody or the other is giving me some work or something, and I have not stopped the path. So what more beneficial state I can ask for, I really don't know. And the person who has married me also is of the same type, and the son or the being which has come here as the son is also the same kind. So what else to expect in life when the three of us are thinking this house is like a monastery or it is an ashram? So I think it's all out of punya. So it doesn't matter whether I was born as a Dvaiti or not. At present, I am not a Dvaiti. That much I can say. So due to that, the experiences have also increased. And in the same light, but I was explaining to Lata yesterday that because of you keep on questioning me like this, there are a lot of experiences, refinement, all that. So yesterday I was telling Lata, if I were to call, I can call Bhatt as my teacher, because he's not teaching me anything really, but he is asking me appropriate question which will make me think for the whole day and experience. So it is very good, actually. So I see, but you more like a teacher to me than a student. That's all I can say. So most of the experience.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
most of the experiences, but has happened to me because of you. Not even because of Lata, if I can say. And Padma Shri hardly speaks. So there is no experience per se if I really look from Padma Shri's standpoint. There are some experiences if I see from Lata, but the maximum experiences what I get in a day is because of you. So you keep on questioning and I keep on growing. That's what it is seemingly to be.
Yeah, I think you are sharing your experiential knowledge with us. That is purest knowledge.
Yes, so scripturally also I always verify whether it is correct or not, and almost 100% it is correct. I can't say it is all the time 100, but almost all the time it is correct.
Yes, that's right.
So now any questions on this, what you can do?
I got it. I got the clarification. We can go ahead, I think, with Gita.
Okay, so no,
This is a real discussion of Gita, what it happens.
yes,
See, after me discussing with you, my yesterday chitta was not stable after talking 1 hour. I was thinking why it is not stable. If it is spiritual practice, it should be stable irrespective of what is that around me, what is happening. But I think when I reached in the evening, it was stable. Today morning, it was very stable. No issues.
okay, good.
Because that itself is a meditation for me.
Right,
See, meditation is awareness. This is one thing I learned from here. Anything you do with awareness, if you do, it is fulfilled. That action is perfectly okay. If you do without awareness, means you are in ignorance. With ignorance, if you do anything, it is guaranteed that you are doing either papa or punya.
right,
You are not accumulating spiritual energy there. You are accumulating only papa punya energy. But awareness, it is a pure spiritual energy accumulation. These are the few things which comes after discussing with you. Is it right definition?
yes, definition is correct. Okay, so shall we? So the thing is now the question, I don't know whether it's answered or not. Why we don't move out of family? Did it answer?
Actually, in the mind, we should be detached from the family. Because we have to be there somewhere. We are there. And this environment is taking care of us. Because of our working, something we have accumulated wealth, that wealth is coming through somebody back to us. Wealth means I'm talking, because somebody has to give service to us. It may be a doctor, it may be anybody, servant maid coming to our home also. They're all coming in the form of something energy to us to help. So we have to focus our energy to
Correct.
that awareness meditation.
Correct. So if you are in
So
awareness,
you are teaching us awareness meditation with your experience, and we can practice with our experience based on our maturity.
yes, that is correct.
Is there do you agree? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. See, there is no hard and fast rule. I can only.
Because my awareness and your awareness can be different. That is what I was thinking yesterday.
No, not can be. It will be different. There's nothing called can be. You can use whatever you want, but the thing is that it depends on what is that you set your goal as, and you'll get the what you'll get the result of what you set as a goal. So if we set a
Goal is also awareness.
yes,
See,
goal.
when you say goal, you are reaching somewhere and it ends. But as per all the spiritual discussion, there is nothing called goal. You are moving.
No,
And after reaching
No.
Yeah.
It is wrong. You are not moving. Everything else is moving.
Yes, correct. I'm talking about it in the journey. Yes, everything else is moving. We are not moving. That's right. We are witness.
And then there is no journey.
Yeah, then that is no journey. I think again it's the end goal. End goal can be right now here.
No, the thing is like this, but if you set journey as the goal, you will never get realized because you are moving along with the journey. So you have to stop and allow everything else to move. That is the goal. So that is the point. You involve yourself with outside world, no problem. Wife is there and daughters are there, this is there, that is there, everything is there, absolutely true. But they are moving, but you are not. And they are also not moving. If the consciousness is there.
Yes, correct.
Their
I have
body-
really understood. Then a change happens around you, but you are not changing.
You are unmoved. And that
If you think you are changing, then you are only body or manas. You are not you.
Yes. So presently when you say that I want to enjoy the journey, that means you want to move along with what is being moved. So that will not help you.
Correct.
So that will not get settled unless you have Vairagya inside. So there are various ways of doing it.
Vairagya is very much required. Without that Vairagya, there is no
So
spirituality.
yesterday, that is the reason I was telling you that Shankara wants to start from Vairagya and then Viveka comes. The real and unreal can only come when you have Vairagya. Otherwise, you will never know what is real and unreal because you are also moving along with that. So in the moving thing, you cannot have any Viveka. And the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where we read that verse about Aviveki doing the Vedic thing, is for movement because he can only channelize his energy in that way. So in the Shankaracharya Bhagavad Pada's words, Viveka means knowing the unreal from real. Anitya to Nitya. So for that you require Vairagya. So anything that can help all of us to be in Vairagya, I will be more than happy to share. Should we go next?
We had a lot of discussion. Maybe when it comes again back, we can discuss again.
Sure.
Maybe we can go now. Go.
Okay, so we'll go to the 11th verse of Bhagavad Gita. It's already 9:15. Okay. So he says,
So you stopped, one second, Anurag. So you stopped sharing all those techniques for Vairagya.
no, he wanted to move into Bhagavad Gita, but if you want me to continue on Vairagya, I can.
You can continue. I said let us continue. What is there in your mind to talk? You just go ahead with your flow.
No, the thing in my mind is to cover how much ever I have written. Okay, but I can't be, what I can say, selfish on that. Oh, no, I have written, so I want to tell you everything. So the next,
I think whatever, yeah.
go ahead, yeah, Lata.
No, I said whatever you have written, you share.
Okay, so now the next one you can do is, this is there in a lot of Upanishads also. So this is not from me per se, it's there, but not in these exact sentences. So this is how it goes. So you're taking bath. Who is taking bath? That's the question. When we say I'm taking bath, who is taking bath? Anyone can answer.
Bath is for my body, physical body. Who is taking? It is. I am taking. Who am I here?
That you don't know. So presently, let us. If you knew who you are, then you would have been already in Vairagya. Anyway, so now the bath is required for the body. Can you tell me why you require bath to the body?
That is to remove impurities, body accumulated over a period of 6 hours, 8 hours, like that.
Right. So you agree that there is mala accumulation in the body.
Yes.
Then why are you accumulating it?
I have not accumulated. It is accumulated on its own.
No, you are.
Without my, most of the things without my knowledge.
Yes, that's correct. But when you say I am taking bath, don't you feel happy of taking bath?
Taking bath is, yes, happy process.
Happy process. So isn't that conditioned?
It is conditioned. If I take bath only, I'll happy.
Yes. So if it is conditioned, aren't you taking the mala then?
Means what?
Mala is that you are trying to feel, or I am trying to feel that I am having bath.
I am trying to feel this Panchabhuta as mala there. Yes.
And I am taking the mala of Panchabhuta as myself.
Yes, I think that during that time that is my, yes. So I am taking bath.
Yes. So now what should be done is, when taking bath, you need to observe how you were as a small child to now.
Yeah, during that time, small child, there is nothing called impurity or I have to take bath. Nothing. Wherever you are, whatever it is, you used to enjoy. Small kids.
No, you also
very small.
Yes, you also
less than 6 months. If you see, that is the status.
Yes, and if you see the small child, don't smell. Have you observed?
Is it?
You next time when you get, let us say you become grandfather and you smell the baby. Not because they are putting a lot of scent and other things. In general, the baby till the age of 9 or 9 months old, they don't have an odd smell. I think the other two mothers can answer if what my observation is correct or wrong.
Yeah,
It is correct. It is correct, but it is not. It is so. It is directly what you feed is the one which is coming out as mala. What you eat is the one which is smelling. If you can find a difference when you are eating a lot of garlic and onion, your sweat will smell. Otherwise, your sweat doesn't smell. So what we give to a small kid is very, very limited. Meaning you don't give so many flavors to it. So the food is not there. Meaning it is very scientific, very logical explanation why a child does not smell.
Correct, very true. Because of the food. Correct. So now the problem is with the food, mental food and physical food, so we smell. So you have to go back to the baby state right now by limiting your intake of mental and physical food, and that is Vairagya. This is from
Say again, intake of mental and
physical food.
Physical food.
Physical food.
What do you say?
Physical food should be
Minimize.
Yes, minimize eating and also look at only sattvic food.
Okay.
Which brings in lot of nutrition.
Okay, see, I have understood physical food because I feel hungry, I should eat. Is there something called mental hungriness?
Yes, Mental hungriness is the possessiveness. Child doesn't possess anything.
Yes. Doesn't lose, doesn't possess.
Yes.
Always happy.
Yes. If you are in that state, you have taken care of the mala. So that is the bath. So one is the physical bath, one is the mental bath.
So actually, a small child, the age of say 3 months, maybe recognizing mother, but it can adjust very quickly. Mother is also not there in this earth.
Yes.
The environment, right?
Correct.
But mother cannot manage that.
Because she is attached.
By birth, we are all perfect. What you call Trigunaditas.
Not really, but the mind is not developed and the physical is also not developed to experience any one of those. So it doesn't have too much of expectations. It has only food expectation.
Oh, it's a mind is not developed. Ignorance is high.
Yes, ignorance is high. It doesn't know what it is doing. So whatever you give Cerelac or you give milk or you give malt or whatever you give, it just takes it. It doesn't curse or get interested in something. So the interests are not there. And one another thing we need to look at when we take bath is how our genitals are formed, how the hairs are formed and all that. That will show that on consciousness, unnecessarily these things are grown. Because as a baby, if I was having my baby photo, when I was a baby or when my son was a baby, he never had any of the hairs and all those things. And he was not smelling odd also. Now, there is this body hairs and head hair and the way the body has grown, the genital area and this and that. If we observe, it's so ugly everywhere. So it is something has grown on consciousness. Consciousness is pure and bright, whereas this thing has become so ugly. So the attachment to that is so high that I am not able to see the consciousness at all. See, example, if I see a baby, I feel so nice to touch or feel, and it is so pure, basically. Whereas when we look at a grown-up person, that intention will not come. So that is what we need to watch. So basically that will make you take Vairagya. It's a slow process, unlike the food thing what I told you. But then this also takes you to Vairagya. When you keep on watching how the white hairs have happened and how the hairs keep on falling when you take bath and all of that, you will watch that all this mala are accumulated on the consciousness. So you would like to get rid of that at the earliest, because this, if it becomes even more gross, the consciousness can get established into an animal. That means you as consciousness get established as an animal. So it's such a danger. So this is another one. And this is the next one I'm talking about is from almost similar to the Bhajagovindam, Kate Kanta Kaste Putra. So if we see the husband, wife, children, parents and all of that, from where have they come and where are they going? This you need to inquire. Just sitting without meditation or with meditation, just watch where are these people, where did they arrive and where are they going? Can you do something about their coming and going? Okay, then ask this question, why am I following them? In order to miss them later. What is that makes me follow them? And ask another question, can't I see that they're all here as prisoners of their own karma? And you have got nothing to do with it. This is another one which will help you in getting into Vairagya. And that Bhaja Govindam, all 33 stanzas, if properly understood, will give you Vairagya immediately. So 33 are there already. So if somebody wants Vairagya, they can get from the first verse of Bhaja Govindam itself. Govinda is the senses, owner of the senses. So if we look at Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukran Karane. So with this one stanza itself, somebody can get into Vairagya. Because all the worldly affairs, which is called as Dukrun Karane, any worldly affair will not give you salvation, which includes name, fame, property, children, wife, husband, home, bank balance, the country you are in or the country you are going to go, and the dress you are going to wear, the health you have, all of that combined together will not give you salvation. First verse of Bhaja Govindam, if properly understood, makes you Vairagya here and now, right now. And secondly is on sensuality. So, Naristhana Nabhi Desham Drishtva Maga Moha Vesham Etan Mamsa Vasadi Vikaram Manasi Vichintaya Varam Varam. So, if somebody were to look at, they are all Vasa. Vasa means fat, oil and fat. Adi Vikaram. So that means Rasa, Rakta, Majja, Mamsa, Medha, Atti, Asti and Shukra. These are the 7 dhatus. This whole body is made out of only 7 dhatus. There is no person there, and it is 3 doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So there is no person there. So whom am I calling it as a person? So this is second stanza. So in 2 stanzas you can get complete into Vairagya. Like that all the remaining 29 of them. Have all the 3 gone through the Bhaja Govindam? But how about you? I think you already gone. I think you had shared me one document.
Yes, I have gone through that, and I have that small book in front of me, Bhaja Govindam.
Yeah, and you had also
I think we have discussed this, right?
Yes.
Verse by verse.
Yes, we
Yes.
have discussed. We have discussed.
It's good to start in a spiritual teaching.
But that leads to Vairagya, actually.
Yeah, this is Vairagya.
It gives you both Vivek and Vairagya. So to answer to your question that all these are my personal experiences, true, but then if you don't want my personal experience, you can take Bhaja Govindam, 33 verses. That is good enough. It covers all.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that is from Shankara. So why I like Shankara is that nobody has given a proper advice like what Shankara has done. No Acharya ever has given such a nice advice as Shankara.
For example, about the time he says, Dinamapi Rajani Sayam Trata Shishiravasanto Panarayata Kala Krida Digachatya Tadabinamunchatya Shavayu. Such a beautiful.
Correct.
Day and night keep coming, and then Rutus will keep coming every year. and time is playing, and our life is slowly coming to an end, and still the connection, that ase, vyamoha, that will not go away from us. Please watch.
Yep.
Every shloka is so meaningful here, especially for, I think, the topic what you are covering.
Yeah, everything is Vairagya only.
Satsangatve nitsangatva. Finally, nitsangatva. Satsangatva in nitsangatva.
If you can, you read that Kate Kanta Kaste Putra.
One minute. That is
Samsaro Yama Ativa Vichitraha.
Kate Kanta Janagata Chinta.
No, that is another one.
Kim Tava.
There are two of the Kate Kanta. Kate Kanta Kaste Putra. Verse number 8.
Verse number
8. 8.
8. Okay. And one more thing is Kateshta Dasha 138. Always 7. 8. It is there. It is 9 in this book. Kate Kanta Kaste Putraha Samsaroya Mativa Vichitraha Kasya Tvamka Kuta Ayataha Tattvam Chintaya Tadiha Bhrata. Who is your wife? Who is your son? This samsara is very vichitra. Who are you? From where you have come? So you just think where you are going. You just think about that. That's what it says. There is no kanta, no putra. It's simply you are going from one place to other place. You are moving means your chinte is moving. And just think about it. This also talks about Vairagya fully. He says you be in Vairagya.
Yes.
Don't worry about all this. That means, whatever the parents and all that you have, thinking that it's all your accumulation in this life, actually you are doing completely mosa to yourself.
Exactly.
Thinking that they are yours, and by thinking that it will give you sukha, either in the form of money or in the form of samsara, in the form of accumulating all these panchabhutas, it's completely waste. Because you are not even going to take anything from here, but you are going to use it, and use it for the purpose of spiritual attainment. So only Bada Brahmana is a right definition of the spiritual requirement here. You should be non-possessive.
Right.
Of anything in the mind. Anyway, in bodily you should not possess. In the mind also don't possess anything. Maya Moha.
Right. So
I think what you are talking, the whole thing is this bhaja going on.
Exactly. So even if you don't want to take what I am saying, I am okay with that. You can say that no, you have brought it up by yourself. How sure are you? All that. Let's say we have doubt. But take Bhaja Govindam. All 33 are related to Vairagya only.
Correct.
So to answer to your question, but your question was, you are talking from your experience. From where did you get it? Let us say, even if you have that, I am saying forget that. Take this. Now the question comes, how do I do it? And for that you need to have Asanga Shastra in whichever way you want to develop. Lata, I guess I answered.
It is 9:35 already.
Yes. So let us end it and meet tomorrow. So I think, Lata, I answered to your question. So you have some 20 plus, which we can go through tomorrow also. And Another 33 are here from Shankaracharya Bhagavad Pada. So taken together becomes 50.
So Shankara is 33. You're talking about the same thing. Huh? Okay.
No, I have come till 20. I know 54 of them.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there are 108.
Maybe you can systematically cover all of them.
Yeah,
Let's see, where are we in our mind?
No, I'm putting it as it is coming from the experiences I have had. So I'm writing it down. So my wife was suggesting me yesterday that don't keep on telling me, you write it down. Otherwise, it will be of no use. So I said, okay, I will write it down. So I have written it down.
That is one thing pending from you, Vilas. Whatever you are talking, it is there in the now somewhere recorded. But it can come out in a small, nice book.
Yeah, I know. There are a lot of people asking me, but I somehow or the other, it is not making me to motivated to write a book. I don't know why, but the moment I think about
because you have art of writing, only need a little bit of motivation.
yeah, so I'm thinking, why should I waste my time in writing a book? Anyway, so if that might change, so let's hope that works.
Okay.
All right. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye. Now here there. One day.
Alvindre, 100 rupees only. For me, yes, I got a hang of techniques. Okay, meditation.